Let's pretend for a second we have no budget, no rules, and we are in charge of the LEGO minifigure design team in the Star Wars division, and our task is to recreate some of the most iconic clone troopers throughout the Star Wars galaxy. Now, I don't know about you, but that sounds like a dream come true, so in this video, we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about some of the LEGO clone troopers that LEGO needs to make in the future to really amplify the LEGO Star Wars theme. Okay, if we really are in charge of this, we can do anything from phase 1, phase 2, we could do anything we want. I think what we need to do first is a original phase 1 Echo and Fives minifigure. We haven't gotten a LEGO Echo or Fives in their phase 1 or phase 2 outfit, which I just think is crazy to me that they've done all these Star Wars sets and we still haven't gotten these two, especially with how prominent some of these are in some of the newer Star Wars, shows, live action, stuff like that. I'm surprised we haven't gotten those yet. And of course, Echo and Fives from the original, I can't remember, I think it's the Clone Cadets episode on the Clone Base. I think that would be a really cool LEGO set to do. You could have commando droids, battle droids, and then of course you could have the Echo and Fives and maybe a couple regular clone troopers in phase 1 armor. I think that would be amazing. Maybe that's where we could see a revamp of the original 2008 phase 1 clone trooper. I think that would be a great use, and that would be a killer set. Everybody seems to love that episode. I mean, that's one of my favorites as well. So definitely phase 1 Echo and Fives. And while we're on the subject, I think it'd be cool to get phase 2 Echo and Fives as well. Obviously, there's plenty of episodes that these could go well with. It'd be really cool to get a set with Echo Fives, Rex, and Cody, and then maybe even Ahsoka, Anakin, and Obi-Wan. I think it'd be crazy to have just a mega set like that. There's so many missions where we see all of those people in one episode, so I thought that'd be a really cool idea. So definitely phase 2 Fives and Echo as well. Now, speaking of the Clone Wars, I think it would be really cool to get a Clone 99 minifigure. We saw this guy in one episode. I believe it's just one episode on the Battle of Kamino. Maybe it was a couple episodes, but I thought the concept of this character was so cool. A defective clone that still hangs out around the base and helps out where he can. I think it'd be super cool to see LEGO's rendition of this. We've seen custom versions out there on the market before, but I think it'd be really cool to get a set from LEGO. It'd be really cool to get a 99, a Commander Cody and Rex, and then maybe a couple cadets in that one scene where they're shooting the droids from like the barracks. I think that would be a really cool set to have a 99 in, and we only really need one set with him. I think it'd be really cool to have him in the minifigure lineup. Next up, let's go ahead and talk about Hardcase. Everybody loves Hardcase. He's the guy that is loud, dangerous. He's got his minigun. Everybody knows him. He's always ready to fight. Super cool character. I think that would go great with some of these other characters. Probably more realistic to do him in the phase 2 armor, similar to the Umbara episodes. That would be a cool place to put him in a set. You could do the clone trenches when the clones are in the trenches getting attacked by the Umbarans. That would be a really cool set idea to showcase this Hardcase minifigure with. And of course, I make my own miniguns, so boom, there you go, LEGO. Great set idea right there. You got to get a Hardcase minifigure going. All right, let's go way back for a second, and let's do a Clone Devis minifigure. Now, Captain Devis or Commander Devis, I think, is a really cool concept. We saw him in a lot of books and a lot of different, around episode 3 time frame. So I always thought this concept was cool. It's very similar to a shock trooper armor. It's kind of, I don't know, it's very simple red markings. He's got always his rifle and then the clone pauldron and waist cape, and he's always got macro binoculars. And now since we have the macro binocular piece, LEGO, we could do this with a phase 2 Devis. I think that would be a really cool figure. We don't really have a lot of red clone troopers, so this would be a really cool one just to have some slight red accents. I think it would be a really cool figure. Everybody knows about the phase 2 Rex that's selling for $300, $400. It's ridiculous, and yes, I do have one. I found it in one of my bins. It's mint condition, but there's rumors that they're coming out with a new version. Here's a picture of it, and really interesting concept. The helmet looks very nice. It's nice to see some arm printing on this, but I really don't like how LEGO is moving to this thought process of printing the cloth waist capes and pauldrons on these figures. It just does not look good. Honestly, the torso on this guy looks fine, but it's the legs with that waist cape. It's just ruining the legs. If that was just gone and they didn't even print that on there in the first place, I think it would look amazing. These are just rumored sets. These aren't my pictures, so let me know what you guys think of that. Moving on, we also have leaked of a Phase 2 Fox. Now, if this is true, this is a really sweet looking minifigure. Now, Commander Fox always stuck out to me because he is pretty much completely red top to bottom, and this is all red parts and then using lots of white printing, which I think will look really nice. And so it'll be interesting to see if this actually comes out. The helmet on this looks absolutely gorgeous, so we'll have to come out and just wait and see. But if that does come out, we don't have to talk about that in this list, so that's obviously why I'm mentioning this. Another one we have is a new Commander Wolf, along with some of his troopers. Once again, if this is true, this looks like a great figure, other than the fact that they're still doing that printing on the fronts of the legs to try to represent the waist cape, which on this case, in this scenario, the torso looks great. They're not trying to print anything on that. The torso looks super clean, simple, dark gray arms. I think that looks fine. It would be nice to see arm printing, but, you can't get it all. But the waist cape on the legs, if it was printed on the sides and the back, it would look really good. But the way they're doing it, I'm just not a fan of that. And the helmet on this, if this is real, this looks gorgeous as well. So we do have those figures in the lineup as well. Another figure that I think would be super cool would be a Commander Trauma minifigure. I think this is a really sweet looking ARF Trooper helmet with the green and the red markings. Really different color scheme that we've seen before. So I think this would be a super cool minifigure. We could do molded or cloth waist piece and pauldron, but definitely not the printed versions. And then, of course, 2 pistols and a really cool. You could honestly just use the ARF Trooper from the old battle pack, that same helmet piece. I think it would look gorgeous, and then maybe add some printing on top of it. A couple other ones I just wanted to talk about. It'd be cool to see a original Phase 1 Commander Fordo or Captain Fordo. I think that would be super cool. The original 2008 Phase 1 helmet, but with some red printing on it. I think that would be so nice. And then a cloth piece and some blasters to go with it. I think that would be super cool. Another one that I think would be really cool is a Riot clone. If we had a custom molded shield and a baton, these are both products that I want to come out with myself. So I'm just mentioning this because I think it'd be cool to see LEGO do it, but I just don't know if they will. There's a lot of cool security set scenes that they could do from the Clone Wars using these figures, when they're chasing Ahsoka, etc., etc. So there's lots of options there. Another really cool figure I think would be cool to see would be a AT-RT driver. We've seen these in Episode 3 quite a bit, especially towards the end where they were walking around on their walkers at the end of Order 66. I think it'd be really cool to see a dark tan, maybe olive green, and then not skin color, but color scheme, and then also a new custom helmet. I think that'd be really sweet. Another one that we still haven't gotten is Commander Bly. I think it'd be super cool to get a Phase 1 and Phase 2 Commander Bly. I think that'd be super cool. He's one of my favorites. I always love the yellow color scheme. And then last but not least, we got to get some Commando or Commander helmets so we can make a Gregor and then a Delta Squad. I think it would be insane if LEGO made a Delta Squad battle pack. Could you imagine a Delta Squad battle pack for $20? That would be the most popular set. So once again, that's some of my ideas for clones that I think LEGO should make. Once again, if we had no budget and we were in control of the minifigure department, trust me, I would be doing all of these for you guys. But in the meantime, I do offer custom blasters. I also sell custom printed clone arms. And then I'm actually coming out with some clone helmets. But I also do sell Fives, Echo, Cody, and Rex on my website as full minifigures. So you can check those out. Link in the description.